Matt, that was obviously something of an improbable win, the way things played out there. The last, just talk about, I guess, that heady play and then why this is such a big win.
Yeah, well, we're very fortunate. Obviously, they foul with 9 seconds to go, and we missed the first one. And we were trying to make both of them. So unless he did that on his own, we didn't instruct him to miss it. So to be able to get the offensive rebound and then Kendall dribble out and hit that, it's a low percentage, play. First you got to get it, and then you got to dribble out, and then all in one motion. Obviously, Kendall's a good shooter. But we were very fortunate under that circumstance to be able to get into overtime. And then we have to get a stop, and we were able to do that.
What do you think the difference was in overtime? You seem like a different team.
I think, when you're in position to win the game and the other team, has to make a spectacular play to get to that point, it takes a little bit out of you. And I think I just felt if we could make some plays and get off to a good start, obviously it could help you. No matter what the situation is, everybody feels that way. But because of what happened, I think that, was able to give us more confidence.
You did that twice though tonight. You were down 9 at halftime and made a really great comeback right in the beginning of the second half. That's an important part of the ballgame. Right?
Yeah, well, we're 3-2 in the Big Ten, and we've been down, I think 11, 8, and 9 on our 3 wins at halftime. And so the games that either it's tied or it's close, those are the games that we've lost. So we did a very similar thing to Minnesota in terms of we had to fight to get back in. Then they pushed it back to 8. And that's where I felt like we were in trouble. Anytime they get that momentum back, but our guys were able to make some plays at that time to keep the game close. And I thought we were very fortunate at that time. I think it was 48-40, if I'm not mistaken, something in there. But for us to then now get back to where it's a 1 or 2 possession game.
Newville was really the only guy taking shots for them down the stretch. Even though he has 37, does it make it easier to guard a team when one guy is taking those shots?
Well, we were, trying our best. I thought he, when he started driving and getting fouled and making layups, I thought that really affected us. And he was trying to work our big guys downhill. But he hit a lot of shots that were contested pull-up jump shots. I thought were just tough shots. They're shots that he makes, but you don't consistently, you don't shoot 75% that way on pull-up jump shots with somebody draped on you. But you have to give him credit. He was great. Brandon Taylor goes 3 for 3 from three-point land, and then Peyton Banks goes 2 for 2. So they get that. That punch from those 2 guys on the perimeter. But at the end of the game, it's really hard. We ended up just kind of talking about when he starts driving and doing that, just bring everybody in there and let somebody else, beat us. But he still would get to the basket. He still would get a foul. He's a good player. He's a tough matchup.
Matt, what did you think of AJ's game?
Well, I thought, in stretches he was really good. He was able to have some energy, make some plays, and do some really good things for us. Obviously, the inconsistency, but the turnovers. If he doesn't have the turnovers and he has a little bit better focus there in terms of making a decision, he dominates this game kind of like Newville dominated for them. But still pretty good. He almost got a negative triple-double, but the 21 and 12 is pretty good.
Yeah, along those same lines, you still chose to start Isaac in the second half, even though we'd had the 2000 AJ had played so much better.
Did we start him?
Isaac in the second half.
Did we?
Yep.
In the second half? Yeah. I'm gonna normally go with those guys that start. They just have 2. If I put them back in, they get 3. Oh, my bad. I was thinking about overtime because I know I started AJ in overtime.
Yeah. I mean at halftime. Yeah.
No, Isaac does some good things. We'll go back and look at the film. We've talked about the education of somebody that big posting. When we go back and watch the film, that's the most inconsistent part of the refereeing that's happened is the calls offensively and defensively, especially when the plays away from us. We go back and the refs are so absolute about calls, and it hasn't been that way. It's been really inconsistent there, but I don't think they see it every night. You don't see post play every single night when you officiate, especially in high school. Now you get to college, you still don't see it. You get more perimeter players, you get more people driving, more people want to shoot threes. You don't see that battle every single night with people that actually throw their ball, to the centers. And so I think you get some of that inconsistent play. But we always take our film and go back with both of those guys and watch it and just try to learn from it. The problem we have is that what gets called on Wednesday doesn't get called on Saturday. And that's where we're trying to get to try to help those guys.
It seemed like he drew some of the fouls that helped put Jack in foul trouble, put
yes.
Dickerson in foul trouble.
Yeah, they both do a good job of posting. we're just trying to get them away from, you know, getting some of those offensive calls against them.